You will have to go to the boards. I am the return of Mr. Blows. I fought you before. To you. Don't you remember my right owner? Belch has trained more and has returned much more stronger. Belch has also changed his name to Duke. Barf, 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 chow, chow. Don't Duke. Don't you think it's an incredible masculine taunt I have thrown at you?
I mean, sure, if you think that, then I guess it was a masculine taunt. Either way, it's fine, and hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Earthbound Randomizer. So, we of course are now fighting this murmuring puke. I love how that's really the name of it. So, pretty much everything but his palette color and his name is actually the same. But also, if you can't tell from literally just using PK moves and having drop guard, we are going to be doing another small little challenge, as much as we can at least, by only using PK moves to attack the enemies. Maybe we'll add some items, but we'll see about that. For now, we won't worry about that. And huzzah! It got frozen. That makes it a whole lot easier, although we want to make sure we don't bash, because yeah. So the reason why I chose this challenge over all the other ones is simply just because, well, the amount of, I think, psychic power is what it's actually called, is a lot different than it would be vanilla, because usually Alec or Ness would have more than he would now, as I think Holly would have a little bit less, so it makes it so that I really have to think about what moves I'm actually going to be using. I'm actually going to now just make sure to defend and just use the lower freeze move, just because we're just trying to survive this attack until someone may or may not return, which should be soon enough here. And yep, here comes Omar from the skies. Omar uses new powers, PSI Sandstorm. By that I mean Starstorm! And huzzah! Murmuring Puke was defeated. I don't know why it makes me think that it was just like this whole time. And we got a log capsule from in there. Okay, cool. Usually it would be a Casey bat, but since we found that and it's also a randomizer, that's not a key item, we just ended up getting that. And congratulations to everybody who just leveled up. But also, as we go forwards and into the next area, two things I'd like to mention is, one that's really funny, is that we're actually very close to where Belch was leaving off last episode. We just took a wrong corner to get over here. But the second one that I wanted to mention was, last episode I was talking about, you know, favorite enemies, or rather I asked you guys what your favorite enemies or bosses were so far in this game. And I would say Murmuring Belch is one of them, in vanilla and non-vanilla, because I think he's kind of an interesting enemy. We could use this, but I think we'd be better off using freeze on one of these randomly selected ones. Let's see if this will actually defeat any of them. So I don't know the amount of life that they actually have. Okay. Oh, solidified. But the fire... Does the fire do good? That doesn't. I love how it's always a slimy hag, but she is going to be one of my favorite ones, and now I'm actually going to use... Ooh, we don't have enough for that. I'll just end up using a PK Sandstorm and stuff like that. I don't know why I keep wanting to call it Sandstorm. It's not what it's called. PK Starstorm, just to get these guys out of here. But the Swampy Hag is really one of the enemies that are my favorite. But I think so far in this randomizer, my absolute favorite boss so far has been a little Antoid that we fought in the pyramid. Simply just because it's like the boss is usually this gigantic like pyramid guardian, and then ended up just being this tiny little thing. And we also escaped from there. I didn't mean to actually, you know, do an escape route, but that's okay, we take it anyways. And now to enter the next village, which looks like it would be a bunch of enemies because we got these little guys here, but they are actually a bunch of shy little pill-like dudes. At least that's what they would be in vanilla. A lot of them are actually just signs. But thankfully we found a pit stop to save, but also to heal and get more of the psychic powers back. Because we don't have a lot of that, at least so far, not until we level up a lot more. And can we save anywhere here? We should be able to, but that's okay. Right now, we are all shy. Rumor, I heard a book to fix shyness is here. Where? Don't know. Just a rumor. I said here instead of is there or something like that, but that's okay. Out of the way, we're going to save here quickly, and then we're going to exit this cave, and you will see why soon enough. Oh, we are getting a phone call. Hello, it's been a while since we talked. This is Applicant. We're having a beautiful weather here. I am now at Dr. Edward's labs in Winters. The doctor doesn't seem to be around here right now, but I'm just working on my eraser machine. Oh, what's this? Who is there? Someone's attacking me? Hey, oh no, what are you doing to me? Who are you? Oops. And I'm getting another phone call. Alec, I haven't talked with you in ages. This is Orange Kid. We are finally coming near the end of our research on how to change boiled eggs back into a raw egg. By the way, Apple Kid is missing. He left here saying that he was going to save some Dr. Ananas person in Winters, and he never came back. I was hoping to borrow his book of Overcoming Shyness from him, but suddenly he disappeared. I haven't read his book, so I'm not very good at talking. Sorry, I'm also working hard on my own adventure, so I hope you understand. Say hello to your friends for me. Click. That means we will either go to Winters or back to Audit. Nah, we're going back to Winters, mostly because, well, we can check the shop again, which I don't know if we did in the first place, but also B, we want to check up on poor Apple Kid because I think he's probably more important, and that is not the storyteller. Hello, how are you doing, my friend? You don't really have much for us, but that's okay. But speaking of stores, since last episode we talked to, I guess, the doctor's apprentice / businessman, and he's actually a store person, which I didn't realize last episode because that was the option A. He actually ended up having a shiny coin and a frying pan that was slightly better than Holly, so I ended up buying all 4 of those, so now we're better equipped. But also I wonder how the enemies are going to be in this area over here. If it's going to be more defensive, if they're going to be stronger, or if they're still going to be weak. Who knows? Either way, we're escaping. Yep, I'm some chewing gum monkey. And now, here comes my best friend, Tessie, or Nessie. I don't actually remember what this dinosaur's name is, but I love how the monkey probably remembered Jeff, or Rob in our case, which is really cool. And now we get to ride on this beautiful creature right here. Honestly, I really love how Nintendo creates like the Loch-Ness monsters but edits out by making them like really, really friendly. It's like this beauty right here. But also like Tessie and Plessie and stuff like that from Mario's franchise. I don't remember the one in Mario 64. I don't remember its name. I also find it kind of funny how a lot of people think that one's female, but it's actually male. At least as far as I remember, that's rated from Wikipedia, but I think maybe I can walk through or something like that in Mario 64. But yeah, I love that. But also, here's a question for you guys. Are you guys into like mythology and stuff like that? Or whether it's like believing in like the Loch-Ness monsters or something like that? Because for me, I'm into that stuff. I don't necessarily believe in them, but it's interesting to look at different like histories of like there's like it's mentioned the Loch-Ness monster, we got like Thor and all the other gods from Norse mythology and stuff like that. It's just all kind of fascinating. It's also interesting how different games and different people all tell the different stories. Bye Bubblegum Monkey and Dino. It was good to see you guys once again. That means I could also go through Brick Road here. Oh, we got ourselves the pencil-shaped arrow that's blocking there, which honestly we just gotta go through. Didn't necessarily need to do that, but we don't have the pencil-shaped statue eraser, whatever it's actually supposed to be called, because I forgot that it throws us right back to Winters at this point. Although we could also probably just go straight back to Audit and get the book of Overcoming Shyness, but that's okay. We're just going to go through these flames. I'm so sorry, little thing. I didn't mean to run into you. It's good to know that like the enemies inside these caves pretty much all stayed the same aside from well, okay, you are a suspended kraken and a content sender, or kinda. I don't actually know how to say that word, but that's okay. Also, don't know. I was gonna say we had to run away. I was gonna say, did we just actually punch one of them? It's like, no, we didn't. We're fine. But we got away. And now there's actually a rope going up here where before there wouldn't have been. We really just had to go and bring the bubble monkey back in here. So I wonder then, because obviously there's more monsters and stuff here than just the regular old coyotes and cave boys and stuff like that that would generally be here in like vanilla, because I don't actually know what they were before when we first entered Winters in this randomizer. But I'm guessing that they probably just came through and ended up placing a fire pad here. I don't know how we didn't get that before, but that's okay. But I'm guessing that they came here and then ended up getting roped down. That, or it's because I always said the rope monkey. The monkey probably left it down in the first place. But now, I actually go to try to fight Shroom, but we already fought that. And I don't know what his name is, it's Shroom in here, which makes me really sad. That's actually one of my favorite bosses in vanilla. I don't know why, I just love it so much, the fact that, like, it's just mushroom that looks so high, and we have to attack it in order to get to a sanctuary. Like, I love the Mother series so much. Now we are here. I was waiting for my master applicant completed his eraser machine. While he was calling you, he was kidnapped. He felt like this. And I was so helpless. Sorry about that. Anyways, take this machine. Why, thank you for the eraser machine. Ooga booga! Wugga wugga! You sell, I buy. I mean, I buy and you sell. Oh my gosh. So, I'm actually recovering from being sick, and so my brain still isn't 100%, and apparently we could just go down here, despite it not being an opening. I don't know if that's because it's a randomizer, or not, but I'm surprised that we are not hearing music of, not down here, just like it was before. Now, who has the eraser? You do! We'll use that, and for some reason, the eraser statue disappeared in an instant. That didn't really look like an eraser though, that looked more like a sailor. Why are all the characters just looking forward like that? We got the impenetrable neighbor. Oh boy, I love it so much. So, I guess in this case, since we could probably go directly into a lot of these, we may as well spy with Omar, which feels really weird, considering usually Rob would have it. But then Rob has a mirror, which Omar would usually have. And he has fire and freeze. Wow, he actually has a lot of weaknesses. Go ahead and see if you can try to run away. Because Omar almost got me over there. Because he doesn't have as much defense right now as the others do, because he doesn't have his gear stuff, which I'm hoping that we'll be able to find it at some point during this, randomizer playthrough. But we'll see about that, because I know some of them are actually like really low percent to actually find. I wonder if using magnet would be best off in case it. That's too bad Alec had actually used magnet. So here's a question for you guys. Question of the day. Why do you think Alec doesn't know magnet moves while the other two could actually learn it? Maybe it's because, he's a little bit different, or maybe it's because he's very new at using his PS moves. So that's going to be a question for you guys to answer. Also, I'm still trying to think of what other names we could call these characters, because I kept calling Rob Jeff, and then I was like, it may as well just be Jeff Rob Anonuts, or Rob Jeff Anonuts, or something like that. So, another question of the day for you guys then. Most of these you don't really necessarily need to answer, but I think this one's probably going to be a little bit more fun. So, if you could name the other three characters that of course have their names, so like Holly, not Ryan, that's not even to say Alec, I guess Ryan could probably be there. I love the hot cell fertilizer, another boss that I really liked, simply just because It's literally a mound. Oh, it's literally just ground. I love its luscious blue lips. And in fact, I'm pretty sure it has, I don't remember what the enemies are called. The mobile sprouts, I think is what it's called. It really just has those with eyes. It's like, I'm living for a dude. Very fashionable. But yeah, anyways, so if you guys could name the other three, what would you name them? Because I'm very curious about that. But also, goodbye, Sprout. It was good to see you. It's too bad we couldn't see you, Vanilla. The cheap bracelet aside, which I wonder how cheap it actually is. Because sometimes cheap bracelets or cheap items actually end up being really expensive to like sell or to buy. So I wonder if that's gotta be one of those items as well. We can find out what they're actually out of this dungeon. Also, I'm trying to run away mostly because I'm trying to preserve as much, physical, both physical and psychic powers that we can, because I think we are going to be approaching a boss pretty soon here. Whew. I'm surprised that didn't give the red encounter thing. But oh my goodness, apparently I need some water, which honestly I probably should, because that definitely helps heal. Just like that, like how did they sneak up on us, but you're literally just hitting the side. It's like doing like, whoops, sorry, like ended up like exploding you or something like that. It's also, whoo-wee, they're probably going to pass out once again. Just barely survived that. I'm glad that we have lots of food items, but also I love how we literally just have another enemy down here, which I didn't realize because I didn't run into them yet. And I'm glad we have lots of heal items, but also we've ended up running into a big bowl used down here. Didn't even know these guys were down here because they all look pretty much the same. So, like, how do you say, why were you just trying to heal? So I wonder what these guys would usually be. Only 1% you are not going to let us run away. So I have a feeling that we could probably kill you really easily if we really wanted to, little youthful wolf. Okay, you are not going to try to get us to run away. And now we made it to a present, which has a chicken inside. Okay, that is something that we can sell. I also like how the chickens in this game ended up just all being like $500. Like, I wonder why they are so expensive. Why there's suddenly so many enemies? Like, I think we kept at least 4 or 5. Also, sorry about all my sniffles. And now we made it to the lab, which I don't know if this is technically supposed to be a lab or not. A tropical zap. I mean, okay, you be tropical, you little zap. You be tropical. Also tempting to use a exit mouse here just so we can save, but I think we may as well just continue because I want to see what the boss is that we have. So don't mind me shuffling around. I don't know why sometimes when I'm recording I just feel like I need to shuffle around a lot. I don't know if you guys, if you make like other videos and stuff like that too, and I don't know if you guys also feel the same way or just shuffling around a lot. Why won't you just let us escape, you little tropical zap? I mean, like, come on, you're barely doing any damage to us, and we aren't really doing anything to you either, and you're just like, la 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 la, I just want to be a jerk or something like that, just being in a way. Now, I don't know what would go really good against this dude or not. Maybe freeze will be a good weakness. We'll see here. That did do a lot of damage, and it also defeated it. I don't know why I was trying to run away from that when we could literally just do a one hit. Pretty much like a breathe on the enemy and let it be destroyed kind of situation. But that's okay. We take it. And we got a present here, which would be a cheap bracelet again. These guys have a lot of cheap bracelets going around. Also just realizing that the enemies in here are actually supposed to be starmen. Just because of like, this is the area that you would actually grind for getting, I think, Pooh's ultimate weapon from a starman. I'm glad that we probably won't be needing to do that for here. I don't know why that sentence was so hard to like say. Sometimes their brain, just mid-sentence, just decides to be like, you know what? No, I don't think I'm going to have you speak the words that you want to say. Dang, we almost made it to the ladder, but just barely got away. Oh, that's okay. We got these guys over here. And I'm also just going to use Alec as the healer, because the other two seem to know what they're doing. And I could also use... okay. We might need more magnets. So I don't know if we want to grind getting magnets from these guys. Magnets! I don't know if I want to grind getting like PK magic against these guys. Oh! Okay, I think... oh, I didn't realize that it actually drains it from multiple enemies. I thought you had to target just one enemy. And they just barely give us some, but you know what? It's fine. It's going to be a grind anyways. And I decided to just ignore that because it's going to take a long time. But also, I think we still have some brain food, and yeah, we have bottled waters here that we could just use for Omar. Because the waters actually doesn't work a lot on the other two, but for Omar in particular, since he's the complete opposite of the other ones, so they don't like, he doesn't like brain food and stuff like that, while the others do. Yo, there's an exit mice over here, which we could have just used the other exit mice to go here, but we got some beautiful music, which I think we actually will. I think for now we shall leave it here with this beautiful music, but we'll actually leave it with the mice over here so we can hear that again. And so leave it here. So next episode, I think we are actually now going into the next boss fight, and I would like to have more, yeah, I'd actually like to have more PS moves if possible. So, see if we continue this challenge next episode or not, because it's actually really fun. But at the same time, I want to use some items, so I think we'll probably have Alec, Rob, and Omar use it until they can't use their backsets anymore, and then they'll attack next episode. But Rob will definitely be able to use his items. Maybe he'll attack, we'll see. Either way, we'll figure that out next episode. So, thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Slap that subscribe button in the face, say something down in the comments down below. Do what you do, and I will see you in the next episode, which I'm looking forward to because I have no idea what the boss is going to be. But who knows, maybe it'll be a fun one. Either way, we'll find out next episode. Peace.